You mean not good like 1 out of 100?
I'd say more like 1 out of 1,000,000.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
If you were to tell me that back in week 4, the 0-4 Bears would be 5-8 and looking for to be in the playoffs down the stretch in week 15, by the way, I would have called you crazy because wow, what a turnaround for this season. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Soulback Sports. Today I will be previewing the Bears and Browns game that's happening this Sunday. And if you're new here, I'll be previewing every game for the rest of the season and hopefully playoffs as well. So please like and subscribe for more videos like this. Some notable points to start off. This is Justin Fields' redemption arc, as you can tell, because this is where he played his first game against the Browns when he first started in the NFL. His first ever start was against the Browns. And it was a start that he would like to forget because he did get sacked 9 times in that game, and it was back in 2021. So a lot of time has passed during that period, and now instead of Baker Mayfield starting at quarterback, it's now Joe Flacco in the year 2023. So yeah, a lot of time has passed, and I guess Joe Flacco is back for his redemption arc, I guess. And also some playoff implications are there for the Bears with the win against the Browns. So a little bit about the game is that the Browns have home field advantage. So this is the first time we're playing in a while again at their home turf. And the Browns are also 3-point favorites in this game. Both teams have also won the 3 of their last 5 games, which is pretty important. The Bears obviously coming off a back-to-back victory against the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions, which are 2 huge wins, and they hope to gain that momentum going forward. The Browns, however, also have won their last game against the Jaguars, and that was a huge game in the terms of AFC seeding. And however, it doesn't bode well in terms of injuries. The Browns have a lot of players with season-ending injuries that happened, especially in terms of the injury report. Okoronkwo, their defensive end, Kunik, and their left linebacker, Pocic, their center, are all key players when it comes to their scheming and their defense. And I would say that since they're out, it does really affect their abilities as a team. And Walker, their middle linebacker, Elliott, their defensive tackle, and even Ward, their cornerback, are all questionable for Sunday. While there's still a lot of injuries, this team is still really, really good. They're 8-5 for a reason, and the Bears, however, have a really important injury that does really affect them in terms of their pass rush, and it's Yannick Ngakoue with a broken ankle, which I didn't even know happened after the Lions game. It was kind of to my surprise when I found out, according in the injury report, that he's been placed on IR. With the big scare on top of that, however, was DJ Moore was questionable or did not play on Tuesday, and however is now questionable and had full practice coming back on Friday, and which is good. He should be good to go, considering that he did do an interview and he said he's pretty much good to go for the game. Brisker is also questionable, which is pretty important for our secondary. And besides that, overall, it's been pretty much the injuries on the Brown side. And moving on towards the team's rankings, this is definitely going to be one of our hardest games of the season. The Browns ranked number 1 in terms of their defense as a whole. This is one of the best defenses we have seen this season, and the Browns, their defensive coordinator, has really turned this team around from last year. And I gotta say, this is gonna be a true test for Justin Fields and how the offense is going to pick apart this defense. And Luke Getsy, you really have to be very creative when it comes to scheming, and on top of that, trying to avoid Myles Garrett on the defensive side. However, that doesn't mean that the Bears don't have a say on their defensive end. They also rank 12th, which is still top 15 and a huge improvement from what we were when we were the bottom defensive teams in the beginning of the season. In terms of offense, the Browns ranked 19th and the Bears ranked 21st in total offense, and definitely going to be a clash of two defenses, and I will see it's a relatively low score game with some touchdowns here and there. And a little note about the Browns is that they're very sack heavy defense with a total of 38 sacks as a team, and the Bears run a lot of zone defense as well and can limit the pass game for the Browns. And I would say the keys to win for the Bears are, we really need creative play design and limit the screen passes. The screen passes aren't going to get you moving the change often if you do it back to back to back. Fields has to also take limited sacks and hard hits. In the last game, Fields has been getting hit really hard or taking unnecessary sacks that either lose yardage or can potentially hurt him long term. Really need to limit that. In terms of the red zone, we really need to improve our red zone offense. We would always end up kicking a field goal. We really need to score touchdowns in order to even have a chance of winning this game. In addition, we need to create momentum at the beginning of the game and put our foot to the gas pedal throughout the game. And on top of that, implement a short passing game as well. Considering how sack heavy this defense is, it's important that we get the ball out very quickly. And for the love of God, target DJ Moore throughout the game. I can't say or stress this enough. The reason why we won the Lions game is because we targeted DJ Moore, our number one wide receiver. And if we do that, we will win this game. We will win if we target Cole Kmet. We will win if we target Darnell Mooney. There is a plethora of weapons we could really use. Definitely watch out for Myles Garrett, and hopefully Montez Sweat can bolster up the defensive line, given that Ngakoue is out, and kind of allow the rookies to also step up as well. Another important thing is that we should not underestimate Joe Flacco in this case. Joe Flacco is a veteran, a Super Bowl champion. Even in the year 2023, it's still putting up 300 yards against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who at the time were in the division lead and even the Super Bowl contender list in the beginning of the season. Moving on to playoff implications, this game it has huge implications for not only the Bears this season but going forward as well. In terms of this season, it's a huge playoff implication with a win and continued momentum. In terms of our future, it allows us to evaluate Fields further, and against a great defense too. We haven't really seen Justin play against really good defenses. I think the last one we really saw him really shine, relatively speaking, was against a blitz-heavy Brian Flores defense in the Minnesota Vikings. I think that it's important that he gets an opportunity to show Ryan Poles, hey, I can still be an effective quarterback against a really good defense. And if we win this game, we have a real discussion of competing in the table and finishing off the season with the 4-game winning streak. My final prediction is that it's a battle of attrition and the defense is going to eat each other alive. I will say, however, unfortunately, I don't really see the Bears pulling this off. I will say the Browns will win a close game, 21-17. I hope that the Bears win. Hopefully it will be close. While the Browns do have injuries, they are still a tough team. and have one of the most formidable defenses, and I cannot stress that defense enough. Matt Eberflus really has to step up when it comes to the Browns offense. And yeah, with that being said, well, that's it for this video. Let me know your predictions down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, bear down.